Just flown in with amalgamated helicopters into Winchcombe Biv. This is the little bivvy you would have seen in other videos that we came up and built. Needs a bit of maintenance now. It's been a couple of years. There were some mould issues. Gonna give it a sand and a bit of a paint, and off the back of that we're tacking on a bit of a hunting trip. So yeah, gonna spend a week in here up in the Tararuas and hopefully find some animals, surely. Into the hut work first. So there's a fair bit of black mould that's formed in here. We've got a fan that's been going and some ventilation being put in, but sort of half doing the job, and we're going to get rid of all the mould, pull all the little bits off the walls and sand it back, give it a paint with some rust inhibitor stuff. So it's about midday, so we'll smash out a bit of that work first before we go look for a deer. Did I say rust inhibitor?
Yeah, I think you said rust inhibitor.
What did I mean?
Mould inhibitor.
Mould. With the first bit of maintenance under our belt, we decided to head on up the hill and try and find ourselves a deer. Wind was a constant during this trip, and it really affected the audio, so I've overlaid some music over most of it, which is disappointing, but better than listening to the sound of wind crackling in your ears. It wasn't long before Jeff had spied a deer, and I got called down and convinced that I should make the shot. As we were looking at her, we were convinced that she'd already been shot and she was dead, but eventually she woke up. Yeah, so pretty windy up the tops. Sort of split up as we came over the ridge, and Jeff spotted her sleeping, which was pretty cool, and so we watched her for a bit sleeping, set up the cameras and decided we'd help put a dent in the numbers and shoot this young red hind. Tama's having a good old time on her, but yeah, now we'll deal with that. She'd actually got up and started walking away, must have smelt us, and just as she walked away I quickly made the shot. Wasn't in the best firing position, but shot was good, and yeah, one down.
Battling the leatherwood. At least your hands are free, eh?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Should be hard work with all the gear.
yeah.
Yeah, good first day, and good to have a deer on the deck. But this evening was all good. Nice evening, bit of wind, it was cold, but saw a few other animals, a few hinds, all at distance, and no stags. So yeah, tomorrow's another day, and probably catch you in the morning. Yeah, tonight's venison, fried up, some potatoes and broccoli, eating like kings. John even brought pala. What do you got there? A faggot? Tama, I'm talking, man. Yeah, so we're heading up the hill and we're going to, what's the cross called?
Mount Hector.
Memorial Cross.
Yep.
Yep.
Memorial Cross, yep.
So a bit of a walk and we're going to shoot up there and hopefully see if we can see a deer on the way as well. Stag this time. Jeff tricked me into shooting that hind, so now he's on the trigger.
Got the long game in it.
Well done. Most of you guys will remember John from previous videos. This is his old haunt, so he's always keen to show us around, put us onto the deer and tell us some stories. After shooting the meat animal the night before, now we're looking for antlers. It's February, the stag should be stripping, or the big one's hardened off anyway. We found lots of hinds and fawns and spikers, but just couldn't find stags, and the videoing's pretty shaky due to the wind blowing the tripod around the whole time. Right, I didn't even want to shoot a big stag anyway. This was all about climbing Mount Hector. So John's going to give you a little history lesson.
Yeah, well, in 1947 they actually carried up the cross in some cement. It's a combined war memorial to all the hunters, trampers and mountaineers that died during World War II. And then in 1949 they came up and did a dedication ceremony. That's when they put the plaque there. No doubt they would have had a priest there as well, saying a prayer for all the poor chaps. So it's been a pretty neat spot to have a war memorial, lest we forget.
As we came down into camp, John saw that Milo was in residence and he quickly threw his walking poles to one side and said, "Don't let him see me with these." So Milo had been hunting his way up to us and had shot quite a few goats along the way and come across a couple of deer. So we exchanged stories before they headed off the next morning. Yeah, so first coat on the inside, and John's doing a coat on the outside, and then we've got to wait a couple of hours for it to be good for its second coat, and then it should be looking as good as new. And it's all mold resistant paint, so hopefully that does the trick. We've got some new vents that were installed recently, and yeah, no, it's going to look a whole lot tidier. And just even sleeping in there the last couple of nights, it's dried out, having a bit of draft going through, having the windows open. So yeah, looking pretty promising. The wind's still up, that's why I'm hiding in here having a chat, and hopefully it dies down this evening and we get out and try and find an animal. Blowing a gale, but Jeff's headed off into the tussock, and John's given me the good word on where to go, hopefully to find something on the leeward side of the hills, but bloody windy. I'm going to make good time through this bush and hopefully bump something along the way before cutting up a ridge up to meet Jeff, unless it clags in, and then I'll just meander on back. So, still bloody windy, but we've got out for a hunt and hopefully this isn't cackling away. Seen one yearling, we'll throw up now, and then Jeff's just popped, he's about 50 metres away from me and he's given me the, it's got antlers signal, so I don't know what he's seen, but I might mince over there and go get talked onto this supposed stag. But it's midday, so yeah. If we do find something, we got the day to, well, the rest of the afternoon to figure it out. Should be pretty cool. So that wraps up the best part of a week in the Tararuas at Winchcombe Biv. And although we saw plenty of deer, we saw no stags, which was the target. Nothing else was shot besides that one hind. But the main event being the hut, getting a big spruce up and a repaint, that went really well. And we had a nice clear day to fly out. Cheers for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.